Today we are going to learn indices. We know that a to the power n is equal to a into a, that is up to n times, where a is called the base and n is called the power, exponent or index, and a to the power n is the exponential form. Now why we need to know exponent? Exponents are a fundamental maths tools that you learn in pre-algebra. But a lot of people continue to struggle with them all the way through calculus, which is totally understandable because exponent, not to mention related to operations like fractions and radicals, can be really tricky. But that's all the more reason to really conquer them. You really want to leave pre-algebra with a complete solid foundation in exponents. When you talk about exponent or powers in algebra or mathematics in general, what we are talking about is a shorthand way of expressing repeated multiplication of one thing by itself. Now few examples where we actually need exponents, like earthquakes. Exponents are used to measure the strength of earthquakes. A level of one earthquake is, we can measure it like 1 into 10 to the power 1. A level 2 earthquake, 1 into 10 to the power 2. Like a level 3 earthquake, 1 into 10 to the power 3, etc. We can use exponent in computers also. Exponents are often used to describe a computer's memory. For example, 1 gigabyte of RAM means that you have 1 into 10 to the power 9 bytes. We can use exponent to calculate solar mass, 1.9891 into 10 to the power 30 kilogram. We can also calculate the different celestial sphere like Pistol star, etc. Population increase. If you have one person and they have 4 children, and then each of these children have 4 children, and so on, we get the following exponential population growth. Generation 0, children is 1. First generation, number of children are 4. Second generation, number of children are 16. In like way, third generation, it's become 64. In like way, in fourth generation, it's become 216 children. So from here, you can generate a rule. Rule 2 to the power generation whole square is like 2 to the power 0 whole square is 1. 2 to the power 1 whole square is 4. 2 to the power 2 whole square is 16. 2 to the power 3 whole square is 64. 2 to the power 4 whole square is 216. Now we can frame some basic rules. Rule number 1, 0 rule. The rule 0 is what you use when the exponent is 0. The rule is that anything raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. The only exception is 0 to the power 0, which is known as indeterminate form, and we will know about this form in class 12. Now why a to the power 0 is called 1? Just first few examples, like 3 to the power 3. You can write 3 into 3 into 3, that is 27. 3 square, you can write 3 into 3, that is 9. 3 to the power 1, you can write 3. But how do you go from 3 to the power 1 to 3 to the power 0? If you look at the pattern, you can see that each time we reduce the power by 1, we divide the value by 3. Using this pattern, we can not only find the value of 3 to the power 0, we can find the value of 3 raised to a negative power. Here are some examples. 3 to the power 0 is equal to 3 by 3, that is equal to 1. 3 to the power minus 1, that becomes 1 by 3. 3 to the power minus 2, that becomes 1 by 3 square. No matter what number we use when it is raised to the 0 power, it will be always 1. Suppose instead of 3 we use the number n, where n could be even be a decimal. N to the power 1 is equal to n, and to reduce the power 1 we divide by n. So n to the power 0, we can write n to the power 1 divided by n, and that becomes 1. Now some basic rules. If a, b are positive real numbers and mn are rational numbers, then a to the power m into a to the power n, which is equal to a to the power m plus n. So when the bases are same and the powers are different at the time of multiplication, powers are added. A to the power m divided by a to the power n, bases are same, powers are different, and for the time of division, powers are subtracted. A to the power m whole to the power n, that becomes a to the power mn, so the powers are multiplied. Now a to the power m into b to the power m, which you can write ab whole to the power m, a by b whole to the power m, that is equal to a to the power m by b to the power m, a to the power minus n, which you can write 1 by a whole to the power n, a to the power n is equal to b to the power n, where n not equal to 0, which you can write a equal to b. So when the bases are different but powers are equal, that time we need to write a equal to b. But when bases are same, powers are different, that is a to the power m is equal to a to the power n, which we can write m equal to n, provided a not equal to 1. Now few examples. Find the value of 3 into 27 to the power n plus 1 plus 9 into 3 to the power 3n minus 1 by 8 into 3 to the power 3n minus 5 into 27 to the power n. So how to solve this type of sums? First we need to express the number in some form of the same number. Like if I want to express all the number in the numerator to the some power of 3, then it will help you to solve this sum. Similarly, in the denominator we need to try same type of form. Like check 27, you can write 3 to the power 3 and its whole to the power n plus 1. 9 we can write 3 square. In denominator 27 to the power n, just you change it 3 to the power 3 whole to the power n. So now in the next step, 3 to the power 3 whole to the power n plus 1, that times powers are multiplied, so that becomes 3n plus 3. Next, here all are the powers of 3, so we need to add them. So 3 to the power 3n and 3 square into 3 to the power minus 1, which you can write only 3 to the power 1 or only 3. In the denominator, 3 to the power 3 whole to the power n is becomes 3 to the power n. Now if I break all the term, we can find 3 to the power n in two terms in the numerator. Similarly 3 to the power n present in the two terms in the denominator. So we can consider 3 to the power 3n as a common term, and 3 is multiplied with 27 plus 1, and in the denominator 8 minus 5. So 3 to the power 3n is eliminated, and 8 minus 5 is also 3, so it's eliminated from numerator and denominator. So 27 plus 1, that becomes 28. Given 3 to the power 4x is equal to 81 whole to the power minus 1 and 10 to the power 1 by y is equal to 0.0001. Then find the value of 2 to the power minus x into 16 to the power y. Now start from the first condition. 3 to the power 4x equal to 81 means 3 to the power 4 whole to the power minus 1. In the next steps, powers are multiplied, so 4 into minus 1, that becomes minus 4. Now when the bases are same and the powers are different and between them we have a equal sign, so we can write the powers are equal. So 4x equal to minus 4. From here we can write x equal to minus 1. Now from the second condition, 0.0001, that we can write 1 by 10 to the power 4, and 1 by 10 to the power 4 we can write 10 to the power minus 4. The same way, now the powers are equal, so 1 by y is equal to minus 4, so y equal to minus 1 by 4. Now we need to find the value of 2 to the power minus x into 16 to the power y. Now just substitute the value of x, so that becomes 2 to the power minus of minus 1 into 16 to the power minus of 1 by 4. Now powers are multiplied, so minus of minus 1 become plus 1, so 2 to the power 1 means 2. 16 you can write 2 to the power 4 and its whole to the power minus 1 by 4. Now this time powers are multiplied. So 4 into minus 1 by 4 when we multiplied, we'll get minus 1. So 2 to the power minus 1 into 2. 2 to the power minus 1, which you can write 1 by 2. So 2 and 2 eliminated. So only you have 1. So 1 is the answer. Next sum, solve. 8 into 2 to the power x plus 4 into 2 to the power x plus 1 is equal to 1 plus 2 to the power x. From here you have to find the value of x. So first we assume 2 to the power x equal to a. Now if I substitute this value, check 8 into 2 to the power x, which is actually we can write 2 to the power x whole square, and 2 to the power x plus 1, which you can write 2 to the power x into 2 to the power 1. Now if I substitute the value in the condition, then we will get 8a square plus 8a is equal to 1 plus a. Just from a quadratic equation, that becomes 8a square plus 7a minus 1 equal to 0. And after middle term break, we get two factors. One is a plus 1, another is 8a minus 1. Now when a plus 1 equal to 0, that time 8a minus 1 not equal to 0. So from a plus 1 equal to 0, we will get a equal to minus 1. So a means actually 2 to the power x, which we will assume, and which is equal to minus 1, which is impossible. So positive power which cannot be equal to with the negative power. Now the next condition, 8a minus 1 equal to 0. So from here we can use a equal to 1 by 8. Now just substitute the value of a. A is 2 to the power x, and 1 by 8, which you can write 2 to the power minus 3. Now the bases are same, so the powers are equal, so x equal to minus 3. Given m is equal to cube root of 15 and n is equal to cube root of 14, find the value of m minus n minus 1 by m square plus mn plus n square. So here m is equal to cube root of 15. From here we can write, if I cubic on both sides, we will get m cube equal to 15. Similarly, we can get n cube is equal to 14. Now from the value, if I consider m square plus mn plus n square, then after subtraction we will get m minus n is multiplied with m square plus mn plus n square minus 1. Now this becomes actually a formula of m cube minus n cube, then minus 1 divided by m square plus mn plus n square. Now if I substitute the value of m cube, that is 15, and n cube, that is 14, so 15 minus 14 minus 1. So after calculating, our numerators become 0, and 0 divided by anything, that becomes 0. So 0 is our correct answer. Just check the solution. First, whole to the power minus 1, that is outside on the third bracket, we can write, as we know that a to the power minus 1, which you can write 1 by a. So using this, we can write 1 by divided by the whole thing. So only first whole to the power minus 1 eliminated. Next step. Now again we need to eliminate to the power minus 1 after the second bracket. So again use the same condition. So that becomes 1 by 1 minus 1 by 1 minus 1 minus n whole to the power minus 1. Again you need to eliminate to the power minus 1. So use the same condition. Now after calculating, we'll find 1 by 1 minus 1 by minus n divided by 1 minus n. So if I convert into the normal fraction, that becomes 1 by 1 plus 1 minus n by n. So just consider n as the LCM and add this result, we'll get 1 by 1 by n, and converting in the normal form, that becomes n. So n is our answer. Thank you children for watching this short video.